you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
S-I-C-K.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. With Tony Marinaro.
55 seconds left in the penalty, a minute and 27 seconds left in regulation time. Boston 4, Montreal 3. Lafleur coming out rather gingerly on the right side. He gives it into Lemaire, back to LaFleur.
The sickest Montreal Canadiens podcast.
You're in the ball!
Sports entertainment like no other.
Rejoint, on lui fait perdre la rondelle, une passe devant. Et c'est le dégagement et ce sera la victoire des Canadiens. Stanley pour les Canadiens, le 23e de l'histoire.
You found the dogs! John, you found the dogs! He found the dogs! And all together, they worked a young team to the top. And now, a 24th Stanley Cup banner will hang from the rafters of the famous Forum in Montreal. The Canadiens win the Stanley Cup!
Brought to you by Energy Transportation Group. Driven to be different. La Vida TB. It's gonna be sick.
Marinaro on this Wednesday night. It is March 15th, and it is 1 minute past 10 p.m., and we are live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook, and we're live on Twitter. My mic is a little bit crooked, but I digress. Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? What's going on here with this mic? Okay, that's a lot better, I think. All right, okay. Off night for the Montreal Canadiens, but today there was a lot of news. Jaden Struble was signed under contract for the next couple of years. He was in his fourth year at Northeastern. He was drafted in the second round, 46th overall back in 2019. And when you do 4 years in the States in college hockey, well, if you're not signed at that point, you can actually end up signing with another organization. And you could end up signing with another organization starting in like the month of August, I believe. Anyway, we don't have to worry about that because the Montreal Canadiens got it out of the way and they signed them. We thought there would be a good chance, even though the Canadiens, there's a log jam at left defense. But Kent Hughes used to be his coach, and Kent Hughes used to be his agent. And Kent Hughes has known him ever since he was 14 years old. So that's done. Bad news for the Canadiens, or bad news for Christian Dvorak. The Canadiens, I know this sounds pretty bad, but, in a situation where the management team and the coaching staff obviously doesn't want to win too many games between now and the end of the year, you wouldn't think, or the management team doesn't. The coaching staff probably does because that's the competitive fire in them. No one wants to see anybody get hurt, but Christian Dvorak is hurt, a knee injury. He'll have knee surgery, and he's out until the end of the year. So we'll see him again next year. It's the Sick Podcast, and is brought to you in part by Energy Transportation Group, a leading full-service logistics provider serving all of North America, driven to be different. And also brought to you in part by La Bittt at Tibi, brewed in Quebec and a winner of a dozen international awards. La Bittt at Tibi offers quality microbrewery beers made with premium ingredients for everyone's taste. La Bittt at Tibi, embrace your true nature. Later on in the program, Chris from Sports Card Store La Tornade, Sport La Tornade, in Vaudreuil-Dorion will talk to us about the card world. But first and foremost, he is a regular collaborator every Wednesday night. They call him Mapper, Marc-André Perreault. What's going on?
How are you, my friend?
Hey, ça va bien, toi?
Oui, directement de Banff, Alberta.
Yeah.
Ski trip. So I'm off because Renault is taking over for the Florida of the trip. So
yeah.
But I wouldn't miss a chance to talk to you on a Wednesday night. So
hey, fantastic! Look at the way you're dressed. What are you doing? You want to cut trees tomorrow, or what? What's the story here?
Oh, just ski trip, man.
Ski trip. What a star! Look at that, man. Hey, you really like that because during the All-Star break, if memory serves me well, I think you took a good week to 10 days. You went to Utah. You went to ski.
Yeah.
And this is the second one now in Banff. À Belleville, toi, hein? Tu ménages pas les efforts, là.
It fits with the kids being with their moms on the same time. So yeah, I'm just enjoying life. You know me.
Yeah. Are you with your same buddy as last time, or not that it's any of my business? I just like to chat.
My friend Reggie, my best friend Reggie Laplante, who was sixth round pick for the Yankees. He hates when I talk about it, but he went.
Wow.
So yeah, he went 56 round for the. They offered him a contract. He said no. Year after, 6th round with the Yankees. So
so you guys spend a lot of time together?
He's like my brother.
Oh, really? You have any plants in your house?
Plants?
Yeah.
Nope. Well, I do. Not here. I mean,
At home, yeah. Well, you can name one of them Reggie. This way, you're always with your buddy Reggie Laplante.
Oh, that's all. You think you're funny?
Yeah, we have one at home. We call her Valerie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Valerie Plante.
Oh, I see. She's from Rwanda, actually, my hometown.
Is that right, eh?
Yeah. So that's the it's because of Rwanda. We're all smiling. We're all happy. We're happy.
Le magicien de Rouen, Pierre Turgeon.
You know what? I used to play golf, scholarship, and they call me the magicien de Rouen as well.
Oh, really? Wow,
yeah.
Look at that. That's pretty cool. I think I'm gaining weight because every 2 minutes I have to raise my chair because every time I sit on my chair, it keeps on going lower and lower and lower and lower. It's pretty odd. Hey, there's a lot to talk about, but I want to start with something.
Yep.
Mapper, you're cutting out a little bit. Are you on Wi-Fi or data?
It's hold on a second. Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Is it?
Okay. Probably better if you go on data, you know.
I'll try that. Don't move.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's nothing to do with the microphone. The sound is great. It's just more to do with the internet connection. But I mean, it's normal. If you're in a hotel, it's not always going to be great, you know. That's it. He's off. Taking a page out of George Lorac's book. I got to talk to Agnello about this. What's going on? We can't get extra routers or something to put in hotels or something like that. I feel really good, by the way. I'm in one of these moods tonight. It looks like I'm having a little bit of a bad hair day. I just, it's a while I hadn't been in the spa, and I spent about an hour in there, even though they don't recommend spending an hour. They usually say not more than like 20 minutes. But anyway, I was about an hour in there. I was hoping that the jets on my back was actually going to massage it and make it feel better. As it turns out, my back's not feeling too good, but I do feel very, very relaxed. I feel really, really good. So we'll wait for Marc-André Perreault to come back, and we'll see what happens. And maybe we can bring in Agnello and Sammy during this time. We have a bunch of topics, by the way, folks. You know, we have a bunch of topics from former Montreal Canadiens to current Montreal Canadiens to future Montreal Canadiens. We're going to touch on Dvorak's injury. We're going to touch on something that Jose Theodore had to say. You know, there's one former Hab that the Montreal Canadiens may be regretting in the way the whole situation was handled or wasn't handled. He's back.
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for?
What?
I can see it in your eyes.
I get the chills.
I can see it in your smile. You're all I've ever wanted, and my arms are open wide.
Keep on.
Yeah. Daphne Malbeuf joined me last night, and she was singing quite a bit.
Oh, well, you know what, Daphne? She was in a shell. Do you say she popped out of the shell? The shell?
She popped out of her shell? Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, you could say that.
She's the best. She's the best.
You're telling me she's the best.
She's funny. She really is funny, and yeah. Do you say that in English? She's on her X.
She's on her what?
X, like the letter X. Et sur son X.
Et sur son X. I don't know if we say that. I mean, I think in English, no, I don't think we say that.
Exactly where she belongs. Like she's.
Okay.
She found her, you know.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're trying to say, but I don't think we say it that way in English. But then again, you know, you're talking to someone whose English is, you know, just not very good. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Not very good. All right. Okay. So just because I sang, somebody thinks I was hitting on you before. No, I think it's safe to say that things are okay at home, and I'm not hitting on Mapper. I can pretty much guarantee that. Okay, I can guarantee it. There's something disturbing that I saw last night on the internet, and no, it's not on one of those websites. But it was actually picked up by various media outlets, including one that you and I work for, which is TVA Sport, and various other websites picked it up. Did you see the images of Carson Briere?
It makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I'm not close to the family, but I know them more than I know like other families. Let's say that. Let's put it that way. And he has 3 sons. He lost all of them.
Yeah.
I know. How would I say that? I mean, it's a great family. Daniel Briere, he is genuinely a great person.
Daniel Briere is a great person. There's no doubt about that.
How would I say that?
Okay, so you don't have to say anything for now. Why don't I set the tables?
Okay, yeah.
And it'll give you a chance to actually think about what you want to say here. And I totally understand your situation, okay? Danny Briere is a great guy. There's no doubt about it.
But
and sometimes, unfortunately, our kids, they let us down. And that happens, and it's part of growing up. And sometimes they let us down a little bit more than other times. But one of his boys, Carson, plays for Mercyhurst College in the AHA. He has for the last 3 years. If we can bring up a series of tweets that made its way onto Twitter last night, a series of tweets before looking at the video, and says, Julia Zukowski.
Yeah.
I usually don't post anything serious on my Twitter, but something happened Saturday night and just can't stomach the thought of this kid getting away with it. In the video below is a Mercyhurst student and is currently on the Hearst men's hockey team, Carson Briere. Next tweet. He is the guy in the white hat. His father is Daniel Briere from the National Hockey League, who, by the way, on the weekend was named the new general manager of the Philadelphia Flyers, as I'm sure we all know by now. Next. The chair was left on top of the stairs because she physically had to be carried down to use the restrooms, which are located downstairs. What is she talking about? Let's view the video. There's Carson wearing the white cap backwards. Looks like, it looks like a club. Looks like there's a party going on. Talking to a few people. He sits in a wheelchair. All right. Talks to his buddy. Buddy turns the wheelchair around. Boom. Carson takes it and throws it down the stairs. Now, this is extremely frustrating for me. Not to mention, everybody knows it's awful, but for me, it's even more awful because, of course, Sammy is confined to a wheelchair. Sammy's the owner of Sick Media, and he's the one who hired me to do the Sick podcast. And I've known Sammy for 10 years, and I like Sammy. I love Sammy the way, as if he was a member of my family. So I know how dependent he is on the wheelchair, as is everyone that's in a wheelchair. Sammy can't get out of his wheelchair. Sammy's confined to that wheelchair all the time. His family now, when they travel, can pretty much only travel to places that they drive to, because every time they take a plane, the wheelchair gets damaged in transport, and some wheelchairs cost a lot more than others. I mean, Sammy's is very, very expensive, because obviously it does a lot. I see that image, and I'm part of me is really mad, and another part of me, to tell you the truth, feels so badly for Daniel Briere, because I'm sure he didn't raise his son that way. I'm sure he would never tell his son that when you go to parties and you see a wheelchair there at the top of the staircase, you take the wheelchair and you throw it down the stairs and you make sure that you break that wheelchair. Danny Briere didn't need this. As a parent, you never do. The timing for him is absolutely terrible, more so now than ever. So part of me is really, really mad. And part of me feels really, really badly for Danny Briere. So on that, your thoughts?
It's disgusting. And we really to separate this action from Carson to Daniel Briere and his brother. Okay, because Daniel Briere took care of his when he got divorced or whatever you say it in English. He took care of his kids, and they are, and that this is where it's making me uncomfortable because they are great. They are good kids. Okay, they are good kids. It's a good family, good value. So let's. I mean, he's 23 years old. Okay, so he's gonna own it. He's gonna man up. So it's, to me, the only thing that makes him like linked to Briere is his last name, because he is 23 years old. It was stupid. I mean, it was stupid, and I'm sure Daniel, his brothers, then Carson's
Mapper, pardon me. Sorry for interrupting you. It's just that it's the sound is crackling, okay? And I had this situation with George a couple of days ago. But you know what we can do? It worked really well for George. What I would recommend, Mapper, if you want, is remove the string and that little mic piece from the actual little gadget there, and just use the gadget without the mic. Just use that.
This is better.
Talk again.
Hello, is this better?
It's still not 100%. Okay, no, I'll bear with you. Don't worry about it. All right, so you know what? I'll talk about Playground in the meantime, Mapper, because they have over 600 machines. They have poker tournaments and Playground casino games, daily promotions, and unmatched customer service. Why go anywhere else? Located just over the Mercier Bridge, only minutes from downtown Montreal. I'm sure your sound is better now.
Yeah, it should be better. Okay.
It's
you hear me now?
Better. Yeah, I hear you very well. Yeah,
okay.
Tell me.
Okay, so what I was saying is Daniel, Carson's brother, Carson's mom, Daniel's girlfriend, Misha, they I mean, they're ashamed of that, that's for sure. But Carson's 23, okay? So it's another ball game. He has to own his decisions, or whatever you call it. I mean, he's gonna man up. Mm-hmm. And I think he needed that to understand a lot of things. He is 23, so I was just having an argument with someone on Twitter, which is mm-hmm. never a good idea.
Okay.
Saying that, Daniel didn't do his job as a ace. Stop it. He's the greatest person you can. I mean, Daniel Briere is a great person. And so anyways, what I'm saying is Carson did a stupid thing. Everybody's ashamed of that. Probably Carson's ashamed of that. And I think he was trying to be funny, trying to be whatever he was trying to be. It was stupid. Yeah. And I think it's the wake-up call he needed. You know why? Because deep down, I think he's a good kid. I know enough of the Briere's family to tell you that he is a good kid. He's not perfect. That was stupid, but he's going to learn from that. And I'm sure he's going to make the best of it. And I'm not defending him.
Yeah.
Not at all. Trust me. I mean, I would kick him in the stomach if I was there. So just don't get me wrong. But
yeah, Mapper, we still want to work on the sound, okay? Because obviously, out of respect for our viewers and our listeners, there's still something going on. Let's see if we can try and fix it. Agnello and Sammy, why don't you come in the way you did for George here? Because I might have advice for Mapper, and you guys are the sound engineers. What can we do here? What can we do?
The sound engineers will try to help you. Hi, Mapper. How are you?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Are you still hooked up to the microphone?
No, I got my earpods.
Yeah, so go on StreamYard at the settings at the bottom, and make sure you're on AirPods now. Just go on settings at the bottom on StreamYard.
Oh man,
it says it at the bottom. See settings.
Settings.
Yeah. And what does the audio say?
Audio. Where's the audio, man?
On the left.
I can't see it. Damn it. I'm so bad with that.
If you hit settings on the left, you're going to see camera, you're going to see audio, and you're going to see virtual background. You click on audio, and you're going to see mic, and you're going to see speaker.
Okay, hold on. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'll just try something.
No, why don't you guys, Yellow, why don't you go with them off air, and you guys take care of this, so we can continue here, and we can let's fix this sound once and for all. Okay, it's a couple of days now. It's starting to make me a little bit upset too. We sometimes I guess this happens. What can I tell you? The best part is that we got everyone mics so that we can all be at 100%. But maybe it's maybe there's just the Wi-Fi where he is. I'm not so sure. Everything changed the second that George Larac took out his pillow. The second he took out his pillow, everything's just gone all downhill in terms of the sound. I don't know what he did with that pillow, but it's even affected Marc-André Perreault sound. It's tough looking at those images. And when Mapper comes back, we're going to talk about it. But, folks, I don't know what goes on in the Briere household. Some of you are going to say Danny Briere failed with his kids. And maybe you're right. I don't know because I don't live with them. If you're going to say that he failed with his kids, maybe you're wrong. There are parents who do a great job with their kids, but unfortunately, kids can still do stupid things even though they've been raised the right way. Now, he's not a kid at 23, which makes it worse. At 23, he's a young man, and he should know a lot better than a kid. I don't know if alcohol was involved. If it was, it was. But you can't control what your kids are going to do 24/7, 365 days a year. Sometimes you're not there, and they're going to get out of hand, and or they're just going to do something stupid. And he really did something stupid. He's put himself in a real bad spot. He's put his father in a real bad spot. And I'm sure his father is deeply embarrassed by this. And I think it's just terrible. The images, like, you can understand if people are going to talk about spoiled kids. You can understand if people talk about entitlement. And there's this culture with hockey and hockey players that over the last little while here, we've been talking about it, and it hasn't done itself any favors. Mapper, I was just saying, you know what? Some people are going to say that Danny Briere didn't do a great job with his kids. Mapper, maybe they're right. Mapper,
no, they are not.
Maybe they're wrong. Well, we don't.
I know,
Tony. I understand.
And I would put anything on the line to tell you that Daniel Briere, he's a great person. He's a great father. Okay, so that's stop it.
Oh, I know he's a great person. You don't have to sell me on that.
Anyways, let's say that Carson will learn from that. He is not a bad person. He took a bad decision. It was stupid. Okay, I'm not defending him. Like,
no, I know
trust
you're not.
me, I'm not. But he is not a bad person. He's gonna learn from it. I'm kind of uncomfortable with that, but I can tell you that he's gonna learn. He is gonna learn, and thank God, because it's disgusting. It's the worst. I mean, but I just wanted to say something, and
tell me.
I'll stay vague, but I have someone very close to me.
Mm-hmm.
2 kids. One is a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, let's put it that way, he is not a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's at one point like people. I don't know how to say it in English, but I always say that your past or whatever is not like a get out of jail card. Like you can't blame everything on the past or everything on your parents. At one point, you have to own your tes agissements. You have to own your decision and everything.
Of course.
So he's 23. So it's him. It's not his dad. It's not his.
100% agree with you.
It makes me. Anyways,
No, 100% agree with you. By the way, 66 Spinning says, Tony, talk about sports, please. So 66 Spinning, here's the deal. Number one, if you think about it, well, it's made all the sports headlines everywhere. It's been on every sports website. It's been on every sports radio show. It's been on every sports TV show because it is the son of Daniel Briere, who is a former National Hockey League player, who is a former Montreal Canadian, among other teams, who is the current GM of the Philadelphia Flyers. And his son does play hockey at a school and in a league. So people are going to talk about it. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, I think it's safe to say if you follow my career over the last 20 years and being on the air for 2 to 3 hours a day, nobody talked more sports than me. Nobody. There's not much ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard, hamburgers, paninis, this, that, whatever, pizza talk. For me, it's sports 99% of the time. Having said all that, when I decided to leave radio and get into podcasting and start working for Sammy and Yellow, I work for people who let me do my thing and let me be myself. I don't need to get on a call once a week or twice a week with a program director to tell me how they view radio when most of the time I know radio better than them. So I can do whatever I want in terms of content. So basically what I'm saying, 66 Spinning, is I appreciate you being on. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you chatting. I appreciate you commenting. But don't give me sports programming advice because you're not my program director. That's it. I got it off my chest now. I feel so much better.
But and it's important to talk about it. And I get the 66 whatever, and no disrespect. And I think I can understand his point of view, but it's important we talk about it. But we're talking about hockey culture, and it's important to talk about it. And on social medias, I was like, okay, so what? So what? If we always say so what, nothing is gonna change, because everybody's gonna be like, they're not gonna have to own their actions. So, anyways,
that's a great point. So, would it be better if we all close our eyes in the media to what Carson did, and we close our eyes because 66 Spinning doesn't view it as sports, or we close our eyes because we want to protect the kid? This way, we bring light to it, we bring attention to it, we hold him accountable, and we make sure that we educate people so that they can't do stuff like this going forward.
And it's too bad for Carson, but his dad is Daniel Briere, so it's going to be a big talker. And I think all these small steps are going to change hockey culture. So it's important to talk about it. And the only thing I have in my head is to give a big hug to Sammy right now, because like a big, huge hug, he's gonna have to hold his breath. It's gonna be big. I'm a hugger. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
6 Spinning. I'll tell you something else, and I don't want to pick on the guy, but I'm just gonna end it here, right? Once I had a program director who told me that I couldn't do 2 things that I was doing going forward. So for a while I stopped, and then the Canadiens got into the playoffs, and I said, you know what? My show, I'm going to do it my way. And if I ever get fired, well, I got fired because I did it my way. So you know what I did? I disregarded the message, and I did it my way. And the 2 things I was told not to do, I did. You want to know what happened?
What?
I was the highest rated show at the station, that book. All right, next. Let's move on.
Okay, but let's just respect 66, and I'm sure now that we explain, he understands that it's important. Because I always say that, like, hockey fans, listeners, they are not. I mean, they are not. I don't know how to say it, like, politely, but I'm sure he understands. But anyways,
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does.
Let's say that I can assure you that Carson is going to learn, and Daniel is going to be there with his son to make sure that he understands and he becomes a better person. Trust me on that.
He better do something about this.
He will.
He better do something about this. He better make a positive out of this huge negative.
Tony,
get involved.
Tony, trust me, he will.
Good.
He will.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. All right. Okay. Yeah. The news earlier today, Jaden Struble was in his 4th year at Northeastern, has signed with the Canadiens. Now, if he wasn't going to sign, he was going to be able to sign with any other team in the National Hockey League come August. Yeah. But we don't have to worry about that. Now he signed. Kent Hughes met members of the media earlier today. Let's play like a 2-minute clip, which was all in French. It's a 4-minute clip in French. We'll play 2 minutes now. I'll translate. We'll play another 2 minutes later. Agnello and Sammy back at Master Control. If you can give me 2 minutes of Montreal Canadiens general manager, Kent Hughes. By the way, 66 spinning, I love you. Let's go ahead.
Beaucoup d'habilité. Alors, on est vraiment content de l'avoir. Il va aller à Laval puis essayer aider les Rockets pour se rendre aux séries.
Tu l'as vu jouer souvent, peut-être plus souvent que tous les espoirs, puisqu'il était avec Jack et Riley, je ne me trompe pas.
J'étais son agent, hein? J'étais son agent, puis en plus, même son hockey amateur, il a joué pour la même Boston Junior Eagles que mes fils. Alors, je l'ai vu jouer depuis qu'il a 14 ans.
Est-ce que le développement qu'il y a eu au fil des années, c'est quelque chose qui est intéressant, que tu as aimé?
Oui, écoute...
Parce qu'on parle souvent du plancher et du plafond.
C'est ça. Je pense que il y a pas un plancher, un plafond très haut. Il y a des choses encore à apprendre et développer. Puis on est content que avec notre groupe qui va avoir la chance de progresser comme joueur. Puis on va voir par où ça va s'emmener avec les Canadiens.
Quand on regarde ces statistiques, purement ces statistiques, je ne l'ai pas vu jouer. Il semble avoir stagné cette année. Est-ce que c'est une mauvaise perception?
Mais je pense que Northeastern, ça dépend. Leur système de jeu est un peu différent que la manière qu'on joue à Montréal. Puis les défenseurs sont moins impliqués offensivement cette année qu'est-ce qu'on veut de nos défenseurs à Montréal. Alors, puis des fois, c'était une question avec des joueurs d'essayer de parler comment ils peuvent mettre leur meilleur outil, meilleur usage. Puis dans le cas de Jaden, on a décidé de mettre nos mains sur lui et d'essayer de l'avancer.
All right, okay, there you have it. We're going to translate. I was taking notes, okay? Happy that he's going to be going to Laval. He can help the team make a push for the playoffs. I know him well. I used to be his agent. Also, I've seen this kid play hockey ever since he was 14 because he played with Kent's kids. He's got a very, very high ceiling. So we'll see with proper development how far you can go. Asked about whether or not he's taken a step back because he's got 1 goal and 11 assists for 12 points in 31 games. He said he's not worried about that. The way Northeastern play, they don't play the same system like the Montreal Canadiens. The defense don't get the green light. They don't join the rush. They don't pinch. So, with a different situation, things would be different. So he's not concerned about it at all. All right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, just make sure that's very important. Northeastern, and I heard it from so many hockey people, do not look at the points of the players because they are playing a style of play that they're like handcuffing their players. So just that's very important to say. And
if I can add to that, Mapper, that's why too a lot of people have said that now Caden Primo's stats were probably inflated, and so are Devin Levi's stats, because at Northeastern they play a very, very defensive brand of hockey.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good news and bad news, but
Yeah.
that's very important to specify. And I mean, I just want to be honest. I'm more, I follow the Canadians like 82 games, so the prospect, I'm not really good at it, but from what I've heard, it's a big signing, and you can see that they are building this team from the D's. And I mean, there's so many examples of great teams, but no D's, no D, and it's not working. Look at, I mean, Edmonton. I was there last year for second round, for third round. This team, I mean, the Oilers should have won it like easily. They have no D. Like, it's simple as that. So what Montreal is building right now, it's great. It's great. And can you imagine the competition that we will see at the D line, like in the next 2, 3, 4 years? It's going to be great. I love it.
Yeah. There's a second part of that chat, that scrum with Kent Hughes and members of the media. Let's listen in right now.
Yep.
Des jeunes défenseurs qui poussent Kent. Est-ce que lui, il y a eu... Est-ce que tu as dû le convaincre de signer à Montréal, dans le sens que il y avait peut-être d'autres endroits dans la Ligue nationale où il y avait moins de profondeur à la Ligue bleue, où il aurait probablement, puis c'est normal, été tenté de dire peut-être que c'est mieux pour moi de devenir autonome au mois d'août.
Encore, oui, je pense avec que ce soit Jordan Harris ou Jaden Struble ou les joueurs collégiales, vu qu'ils ont un choix au fin de la journée, puis pour eux, ils étaient dans leur dernière année à l'école. Il faut le démontrer qu'il y a un plan qu'on a à Montréal, puis qu'il y a une place pour eux. Alors, on s'est assis, on a discuté tout ça, puis on est content qu'il ait pris la décision de signer à Montréal.
Est-ce que tu penses aussi que vous êtes en train de prouver justement aux jeunes de l'organisation qui ont été repêchés, mais qui ne jouent pas encore pour vous, qui ne sont pas à Laval, que la façon dont vous développez les jeunes, c'est une très bonne façon, puis ça les convainc eux personnellement que si j'ai un endroit où je dois être développé de la bonne façon, c'est justement avec le Canadien.
C'est sûr qu'on met beaucoup d'importance en face sur le développement. Puis pour 95% des jeunes joueurs qui ne jouent pas dans la Ligue nationale, il y a encore du développement à faire avant de se rendre dans la Ligue nationale. Alors, c'est ça qu'on pousse, tu dois investir dans ton développement. Puis on est ici, on croit qu'on est à une bonne place pour développer. Puis on sait tous que si tu démontres dans le niveau de la Ligue américaine que tu es prêt pour la Ligue nationale, il y a toujours une place.
Est-ce qu'il pourrait y avoir une annonce aussi prochainement avec Sean Farrell?
Mais Sean joue encore. Puis d'où Harvard est classé dans les pôles nationaux, je m'attends qu'ils vont faire le tournoi. Alors, il y a au moins 2 semaines de plus pour Sean.
Et ce serait votre intention, c'est clair?
Oui, c'est notre intérêt de le signer, oui.
Parce que tu as plusieurs autres jeunes aussi qui sont dans la Ligue junior majeure, peu importe où, qui vont voir, un peu comme Joshua Roy l'an passé, qui était venu vous aider à Laval un peu. As-tu hâte de... J'imagine que tu leur souhaites le meilleur à ces jeunes-là, Logan Mayou, de jouer le plus longtemps possible. Mais j'imagine que tu vas être aussi très attiré de les amener rapidement à Laval.
Oui, je pense que les joueurs, dès que leur saison va terminer, on va vouloir l'emmener comme on a fait l'an passé.
All right. He talked about, Kent Hughes talked about, he was asked, do you really have to convince Jaden Struble because there's so much traffic at left defense, right? And you would think that maybe he would probably look at another team. And he said, yeah, we had to convince him because there would have been interest from other teams because there is traffic at left defense. You're right. But we sold him on our development where, we believe we're doing a very good job of player development. You have to invest in player development. We're investing in player development. We're putting a lot of emphasis on player development. And then he was asked about Sean Farrell, and do you want to do the same thing with him that you just did with Jaden Struble? And he said, listen, his team is advancing. He'll be playing for at least 2 more weeks, so we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Yeah. But, any player that was drafted, of course, as soon as their season is over with their collegiate teams or their major junior hockey league teams, we'd like to be able to get them over to Laval as soon as possible so that they can give the Laval Rocket a push to try and make the playoffs. Is there anything that he said there that stood out to you?
I mean, first, what a great job by Luc Gélinas and Renaud Lavoie.
Yeah.
That it was great stuff. Can't use. He is a great person.
Great questions back and forth, right? They were taking turns at one was one-upping each other. They were one-upping each other. One better question than the other, right?
It was great job. Kent Hughes did a great job, and I just can't remember who was the player who told me that. I'm not sure if it was Nick Suzuki saying that he receives phone calls from players across the league asking, "Hey, what's up with Marty St. Louis? What's up with the Montreal Canadiens right now?" There is an interest in coming to Montreal right now, and that's first. Second, just in parenthèse, unfair the fact that the NCAA players can sign basically wherever they want after their years in not a hockey. That's so unfair. But anyways, but what Montreal is building right now, it's gonna be, I think, I don't know how to say it, but what they are building right now, it's just great, and players, they want to be involved with Montreal's. And I was talking with my friend Louis Robitaille, coach of the Gatineau Olympics.
Yeah.
He received Rob Ramage was it this week? Yeah, this week or last week. And he gave a presentation to all the team because of Riley Kidney. And he said, he was inspiring all of the people. What I'm trying to say here is that the staff right now is inspiring, and it gives the will to be with the Montreal Canadiens right now. So, I mean, Jordan Harris was a big signing. Jaden Struble is a pretty big signing, and it goes on, and it's not over. And this is all great news for Montreal right now. It's all great news. I mean, if you're a fan, you have to be excited about the future. I mean, you have to be very excited.
No, yes, and I totally agree with you. I want to talk about Jose Theodore said something where he said,
what did he say?
On déteste pas assez la défaite. So he says he understands the Canadiens are in a rebuild, but he feels that the Canadiens, they don't hate losing all that much.
I kind of agree, and who am I to disagree with Jose Theodore? That's first, but it's not the same. I kind of like what Martin Saint-Louis is doing right now. It's like losing is okay, but there's a way of losing. So to me, there's a big difference between, accepting to lose and accepting to lose in a certain way. It's not the same. It's another ball game. It's like 32 teams. You have to build in a certain way to have success. And Montreal, I mean, it's a 4, 5, 6 year plan, and I'm okay with that. And Martin Saint-Louis last night, I mean, he said against Colorado, we didn't work hard enough, but they're giving me so much, I can't complain. That was Martin Saint-Louis' words. And these guys, I mean, let's be honest, it's an American League team, and
it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid. It's between an American Hockey League team and a National Hockey League team, and it's just not good enough. And by the way, I'm not so sure if it's Jake Allen, but Jake Allen said, I probably have to answer more questions on Marty St. Louis than I have to on any other player on our team.
Was it Jake Allen? I thought it was Nick Suzuki, but I think you're right. I think it's Jake Allen who said that.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a big quote. It's a big, major quote because the guys, they want to play for Martin St. Louis. They do want to play for him. They do want to play for Montreal now because they are building something very interesting for anyone. I mean, Josh Anderson, he could have said, I'm going to go win a cup for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
He wants
Yeah.
to stay in Montreal. Joel Edmondson, I mean, he's not a young chicken. He wants to play for Montreal. David Savard, he wants to play for Montreal.
Yeah.
Probably these guys won't be there when Montreal will win the cup.
Yeah.
Despite that, they want to be here. That's major.
Yeah, and as someone points out, Mike Anton via YouTube Live, like Mike Matheson seems like really, really happy with, the fact that he's a Montreal Canadian, of course, acquired in the trade for Jeff Petrie going to Pittsburgh. I love Matheson.
That's a steal.
A steal? You're telling me? My God, I love Matheson a lot. He looks like a kid, playing hockey on Beaver Lake. He looks like he's having a blast,
Great person. Kent Hughes should be arrested for so many trades.
Well, the Kirby Doc deal was a great deal. The Mike Matheson deal was a great deal. Hey, Jesperi Kotkaniemi got himself a great deal when he signed, obviously, with the Carolina Hurricanes, the offer sheet, and then got himself a pretty good deal long term, 8 years at like $4.8 million. And I know hindsight is 2020, but today the Canadiens announced that Christian Dvorak, who was acquired to kind of like compensate for the Canadiens losing Phil Deneau, and a lot of people thought that he could do better than what Kotkaniemi did. But Jesperi Kotkaniemi's picked up 26 points in his last 35 games.
Yeah.
And you know what? I didn't know if this guy could ever produce at a pace like that. As a matter of fact, I would have bet against it. Yeah. How do you feel about this right now?
Happy for him. I mean, I don't wish bad for anyone or pretty much anyone, but he's a great kid. He's young. He's 22. He's learning. I mean, when you are picked third overall, you have talent. That's for sure. Maybe he should have been picked 7, 8, 9, or 10, whatever. He's got talent. He's figuring it out. I don't think his attitude was A+ when he was in Montreal. I think he thought he knew everything, or he knew a lot of things. And now Rob Brindamour is, you're listening to him when he talks. I think he's figuring it out, and good for him. Good for him. And it could be a good deal for Carolina. I think it was a good thing for him to leave Montreal. It was a good thing for Montreal to see Kotkaniemi leave, but I think it's going to work out for everybody involved in that. And good for him. Good for him. He's not a bad kid.
Rod Brind'Amour is one of my top 3 favorite coaches in the National Hockey League.
He's a stud.
Yeah,
he's a stud. And you know what?
I love Jim Montgomery too. I mean, hard not.
Yes.
Not to, I mean,
and you know what? Martin St. Louis is a stud.
Oh, Martin St. Louis is a stud. Yeah, 100%.
And he is.
He's going to develop into a heck of a coach.
I think so. He's got. I mean, he came with nothing under his belt, and when he's gonna leave the NHL, I think he's gonna be known as one of the good coach.
I think so.
And
he's gonna. I hope he wins the Stanley Cup one day. I see it now on the bench. St. Louis, Perot, Marinaro. St. Louis.
Will Perot, I be there?
Marinaro.
You know what? I think he's gonna win a cup in Montreal. I don't know in how many years, but I think he's gonna win a cup.
That's gonna be tough. You want to know why?
Because there's 32 teams.
Well, yes, but let's just say they win the Stanley Cup in 6 years.
Yeah.
He'll be
maybe
here
more.
He'll be here for 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah. He's gonna be here until he wants to be here. That's.
You're probably right about that. You're probably right about that.
I don't know why I'm saying it. I'm not drunk, obviously. But I think he's going to win a cup in Montreal.
I hope so. I know. I said I strongly believe that the duo of Gorton and Hughes will win a cup in Montreal. And I hope that Marty St. Louis is going to be along for the ride as well. Hey, where are you going skiing tomorrow?
Lake Louise.
Louise.
That's my favorite spot.
Hey, Lake Louise is beautiful, eh?
You tell me. It's heaven on earth.
one of the nicest spots in Canada, Lake Louise. I've never been. But I mean, I saw pictures. But
I'll send you pictures.
Oh,
it's beautiful. It is. It's gonna be so good, so good.
Nicer than Villassal?
Pretty much the same.
The same as Villassal.
I'll give an edge to Lake Louise, but just an edge.
Hey, you were exceptional as always. I'm glad we were able to fix the little issue that we had there with the sound. But
yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No, that's okay. The fact that you didn't run away from the question when we talked about Carson and stuff like that, and I thought you handled it very well. The way you handle all situations very well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really like my best friend from when I was like in my best friend is having like this kind of issue, so I'm very emotional about it, and
no, I
give a
understand.
big hug to Sammy. But let's not say that Carson is a demon. He's 23. He's an adult, but he's gonna learn.
Yes,
and it's so he's gonna learn.
Yeah,
and trust me, we'll have to learn. So anyways, it was making me uncomfortable, but we have to talk about it.
I thought you handled it great, man. All right. So
cheers.
Thanks. And so when are you going to be back?
I'll be back on Tuesday for the game against whoever it's going to be. And I'll be I'm and you know what? I'm kind of missing already hockey. I love hockey. I love it.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Love it.
Some people would probably tell you to break a leg, but I'm not going to tell you to do that.
No, do not. I already did like 10 years ago in Colorado. And
oh yeah?
Yeah. It did hurt. Yeah. So anyways,
I went skiing once in my life. High school trip. All right.
Oh yeah.
Never knew how to ski before. And my way of stopping was basically just
a tree.
Yeah, or throwing myself, right? And so I came back like just bruises everywhere. Like I really took a beating, and I never went back. But you know what? I can understand people loving to ski because
liberty.
It's
liberty.
You're kind of like there's peace on the mountain. There really is. Like you breathe that beautiful air and. You just block everything out of your mind.
You're alone. The moment you're. Yeah. Anyway,
I think it's a great activity to do. Good for you. Okay, have fun. We'll talk to you soon. Okay?
Yes. Say hi. I'm gonna say hi to everyone. And I kiss you, my friend.
Thank you, and I'll kiss you back. Hopefully, listen. There's no problem of you're gonna kiss me more on the cheek or
anywhere. I'm open-minded. So
yeah. You know how you get your message across? If you ever have a partner that has bad breath, by the way, you know how to get the message across without actually telling them, eh?
What is it?
You say, I have a poem for you. Roses are red, violets are green. If scope doesn't work, use Listerine.
Got it. You're talking like PK Subban in 2007.
Yeah, the only difference is he probably got paid $50,000 for that endorsement, and I just gave them
probably
at no cost.
You never know.
Talk to you soon, my man. Take care of yourself.
Cheers, guys.
All right. He's the best. Marc-André Perreault of TVA Sport. 6 sports cards. Coming up.
6 sports cards. Presented by Sports La Tornade.
6 sports cards are presented by Sport La Tornade, sports cards, collectibles, and more. Visit the store at 1 Avenue de la Fabrique in Vaudreuil-Dorion. And there you have it. My buddy Chris. Chris, are you on your mobile right now?
Yes, I am.
Maybe turn it sideways. It's better.
I gotcha.
Yeah. There we go. Much better, Chris. Very, very good. And what I love is the sound is amazing too. Fantastic. All right.
Good. And I don't even have any of those mics.
There you are at your store. And which you've given a little bit of a facelift over the last little while. And a lot of people view cards as a hobby. Some view it as business, like an investment, right? Some view it as both. But in terms of being a hobby, How has this hobby evolved over the years?
So we used to, and I think you remember because I saw your shoebox that you had showed, I think, in the first show.
Yeah, I still have it here.
You know, you used to get your hockey packs out of either you went to the corner store, or you got them at the arena, you had your little gum in your pack or whatnot. And
Corner store, my man, 25 cents.
That's right. So corner store, 25 cents.
And the gum tasted amazing.
That's right. Now, if you bought one of those packs, either the gum would be stuck to the back of your card, or you're going to be awfully sick if you eat the gum. But
is that right?
Well, yeah. You don't want to eat the gum now.
Why? Very, very stale gums, or?
Well, it'd probably be hard as a rock, I'm guessing. I've seen people open some of the older stuff at shows. Like I was in Toronto last year and a guy opened Patrick Waugh's year. He got the rookie card. He got the Patrick Waugh that he was looking for out of his box. Mm-hmm. But he was having a hard time getting the gum that was stuck to the card off. So it was a little bit of a problem for him.
Oh, really? Wow. Is there a trick? Is there a trick to remove a gum that sticks to a card? Is there any kind of trick, or?
If there is, I would love to know, because I don't have it on me. I have no idea.
Wow.
I think it's a different scenario for everyone. But
if you would take any kind of liquid, solvent, anything to actually put it on the card to remove, would the paint of the card come off?
Yeah, I would not touch the card at all with any kind of.
Really?
No. Especially the older cards. The older cards were more of a cardboard, where now you have that glossy. It's they call it wax. It's so I mean, now it's a little speck of water. Probably wouldn't do as much damage as, say, the older cards, but the cards have evolved. I mean, the quality of the card has evolved, and like we were saying, you won't buy your pack at the corner store for 25 cents. Well, let me just show you what came out this week. I have a box here of the cup.
That's nice. It's a nice box.
Okay, so in this box comes a tin.
Okay, that's nice.
In this tin comes another box, which I don't have on me, but there's another box that comes in here.
Yeah.
And in that box comes 6 hockey cards.
Okay.
Six premium cards. So you're the ones you were looking at, the ones that you were talking about for 25 cents. You can probably get about 24 packs in a box.
Yeah.
So that box came out last week. It has 6 cards in it, all freshly wrapped in the tin, and they're going for $1,500.
$1,500.
So yes.
Wow.
So you can see where it has gone, and I love what you said before about how people have taken it to an investment side of things and stuff like that. There is something that this week and last week I've seen so much of, and in the last year or so, I feel like it's been getting worse. People want to open this stuff. People want to spend a paycheck, get a box like this. They open it up, and then they like to go on social media.
Yeah.
And they just want to talk about how bad the product is and how they did not make any money off of it. Now, if these people that open these boxes think they're going to make money, and some of them expect to make money off a box of cards, you are totally doing it for the wrong reasons. Totally from the get-go.
But it's like Chris, if I can, it's almost like buying a lotto ticket, right? I bought there's a gold ticket that every time I go to the gas station, or not every time, but I often buy. It costs $10, and I think you can win up to 500,000. Like, more often than not, I don't win anything. Like
that's correct.
It's kind of like the same thing, right? It's kind of like buying a lotto ticket.
It is like buying a lotto ticket, but here's the difference. When you go buy your lotto ticket, you expect to lose. You go, and you know what? If you win $10 on that lotto ticket, or you get a free ticket, you're happy.
I've actually had pretty good luck with that ticket, by the way. The reason why I mentioned that ticket in particular, I think I've won like $50 like 5 times on that ticket.
So that's the problem, is that people now, they want to open these boxes to make money. If you open 12 of those boxes, I'm going to say you're going to make money on 1 or 2 of those 12.
Got it.
So if you're in it to, and I'll show you the quality of a card that you can pull out of there. So I opened one of these. One of these. Here's my Leon Draisaitl pull.
Wow.
Okay, that's how nice the cards are. You see how the number is made by himself. It's a hard sign. It's not a sticker. Hard sign number, honorable numbers, Leon Draisaitl, number 229.
What's it worth?
I'm gonna say that one's worth about between $300 and $400.
Really?
So if I look at that card, and I have 5 other cards in that box, so that's my biggest one. It's worth about $300 to $400.
Mm-hmm.
I have 5 other cards that total up another $200, and I got, let's say, $500 out of my $1,500. But I know I'm a card collector, and I love to collect, and I'm gonna take that Leon Draisaitl, and I'm going to go get something that I want. I'm happy that I got that card because it's worth something, and I'm going to trade it for a player that I want to trade for. And that's the beauty of the hobby, is that is interacting with other people. So I love to take that card. You know what? I'm not a Leon Draisaitl guy, but I'm sure that some guy in Edmonton would love to have that card.
1,000%.
And you know what? He's gonna pay for it, and he's gonna want that card.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get something that I want. If I wanna, if he has a beautiful Tiger Woods card, that's what I want. So we can make a trade, or we can. That's the beauty of the hobby, and that's what I like about how cards have evolved. The numbered cards, the signatures. There was none of that.
If anyone trades a Draisaitl card for a Tiger Woods card, they're not very smart.
Well, yeah, you're talking to a Montreal guy who collects Tiger Woods. Now, if you told,
yeah, but he's if he's not the greatest golfer ever, he's number 2. Leon Draisaitl is not the greatest hockey player ever, and he's not number 2, and he's not number 3, and he's not number 4, and he's not number 5, and he's not number 10, and he's not number 20.
That I am 100%. I agree on that 100%, and that's the way I see it. But
I'm not just another pretty face, I know what I'm talking about, even when it comes to cards.
Absolutely. But an Edmonton Oiler collector, if you throw out a Zach Hyman or a Ryan McLeod card, they're going to like it more than if you threw out a big player, a Crosby or something. Wow. Everybody has their thing. Everyone has
Edmonton.
Yeah. So
I'm moving to Edmonton to go trade cards there. Okay. On another note, let me ask you this. So we know that we can go buy cards at your place. And I hope for you that as many people as possible that go out looking for cards will go to your place at 6 Sports Cards Six. This is the segment at Sport La Tornade, pardon me, on 1 Avenue de la Fabrique in Vaudreuil-Dorion. But where are people buying cards nowadays? Because not everyone's buying at your place, unfortunately for you. Some are, not everyone. But if they're not buying at your place, where are they buying?
So this is the reality of things now, is that if I owned a card store and I only relied on people walking in, I'd be dead. Nowadays, people are all about the internet. Now social media exists now. So now you got to be on Facebook. You got to be on Instagram. You have to be on YouTube. You have channels like Whatnot now. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I haven't, but do you have a store on eBay?
So I have an eBay store. You can look me up. Sport La Tornade will be on eBay. Sport La Tornade will be on Facebook. Sport La Tornade is on Instagram. Sport La Tornade is on YouTube. Sport La Tornade is on Whatnot. So we are.
Sport La Tornade is on the Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro.
And we're on the Sick Podcast. We're exploring all our options. We're putting ourselves out there. We're doing shows. I was live today for 4 hours auctioning hockey cards on Whatnot.
Wow. The last time I went for 4 hours was the honeymoon.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, bad stories. I got some bad stories. Okay,
let's end the show right now. See you, Chris. Oh my God, that was fun.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
So,
it's a true story though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, if we have time, I want to bring up one major thing that people have started now in the hockey world, all sports card world, in the last 5 to 6 years. So I don't know if you've ever heard of box breaks.
Yes, I've heard of this. Yes. Like people go on Twitch or whatever and they open packs. Is that it? And they break
That's
boxes
right.
or okay,
That's
yeah.
right.
But I've heard of this, but I still have no idea what it is. None.
That's what our viewers need to know. So we have a Facebook page called Sport La Tornade, but we also have a group page called Sport La Tornade Breaks. You have to ask for an invite. We let you in. We set up breaks on the regular basis. So what I do is I take 4 or 5 boxes. I take a mix. I try to mix it from year to year, or we could take 4 of the same boxes. Let's say we take, 4. We take 5 boxes that are worth $200 each. So we have a total value of $1,000. That's what's in the pot. Now we take our teams. There's 32 NHL teams, and we divide that 1,000 by 32. It's going to give us about, if my math is correct, close to $32. So we are going to sell each spot. We're going to sell 32 spots at $32 each.
It's like when the Super Bowl, you're buying a box type of thing.
Exactly. So we're going to sell 32 spots at $32, and then we're going to randomize the teams, and you're going to get assigned a team. So if you get assigned the Montreal Canadiens, I'm going to go on YouTube, Facebook, and open up those boxes live.
And you'd be happy to give away a card that's valued at $400 or $500 because you're going to be bringing in about $1,000. Is that the way it works? I'm
going to be bringing in the $1,000, but you with your $32, you're hoping to hit the $500-$600 with your 32.
I got it. Yes,
this is a bit of the gamble. So when I open those boxes, you're going to get whatever. Say if you have the Montreal Canadiens, you're going to get all the cards that get pulled that are Montreal Canadiens.
Okay.
So it's a way for people, especially when you get to the cup. It's a way to split the cost.
There's value on both ends for buyer and seller.
Absolutely. Now people can join a break for $32 and hit nothing. It's a gamble, but you have to know that going in. You might go a few breaks getting no cards, and then all of a sudden you're going to hit a big one that's going to make your money back and then some. So it's really interactive. People love to watch it because you're commenting on it. The guy's breaking for you. He's talking to you. He's like, when I do it, I explain the cards, and I know everybody that's in the chat and that's in the break. It's all customers that I know, and it makes it really fun.
Yeah. You know what we should do? We're planning on having an event sometime soon. We're waiting for the end of the hockey season.
Yes.
And we'd love to have everyone who, watches us on YouTube Live, on Facebook Live, on Twitter Live. And by the way, if you love the podcast, message SICK right now, SICK, like it, share it with your friends. And if you listen on Google, Apple, or Spotify, give us a 5-star review. That definitely goes a long way with us, and we appreciate it. But maybe what we can do is the next event that we have, we do some of these boxes, and we have a break there. We fill up the board and whatever, and I'll take a couple of boxes and.
We have done that in the past. We can fill a break and do one live at the store.
All right. Okay. Fantastic. Before I let you go, are there any events coming up? Anything?
So I'm trying to plan an event. It's going to be either second or third week of April.
Okay.
It's gonna be the Sport La Tornade 2nd year anniversary. I'm in talks with some current players, Montreal Canadiens players. I'm going to try and get someone to come sign autographs.
Okay.
I would like to do an event like that where we can have people come, meet a player, sign some autographs, have yourself come, and we can do a break, something like that.
Okay.
And
current player or former player?
I'm looking at the options of both. If I can get a current player before they all leave town at the end of the year, but the way it falls with Easter weekend and then they're done that week after, it might be tricky, but I'm working on it.
Let me know. Listen, if I can help you with a former player, I will.
Yeah, I have good contacts with the former players also.
Good. I'm happy to hear it.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much. What are your store hours the rest of the week?
So we're open 11 till 8 p.m. tomorrow night, 11 till 8 Friday night, 11 to 5. And on the weekends, we're open 11 to 5.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you, Chris. There you have it at Sport Cards La Tornade on 1 Avenue de la Fabrique in Vaudreuil-Dorion. Chris, we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Cheers, brother. There you have it, Chris from Sport La Tornade. All right. On that note, look at that. It is 11:11. Another 11 minutes of overtime. Let's bring Sammy and Yellow in. I'm itchy. Like I got in the spa, and I think it's the chlorine. And
love bringing us.
You've seen me, scratching the whole time, and I'm itchy and stuff like. Hey, how are you?
Good. You love bringing us on, right?
Yes. As a matter of fact, my wife actually told me yesterday that I kind of have to. I know at the beginning, about a month in, you told me that you would rather not. Right? We can make that public. You said don't bring us on. Blah blah blah. My wife last night, when I went back up after the show, we're in bed, and she said to me, I think you should bring Sammy and Yellow up on all the time, like at the end of every show. And she said she thinks you're funny.
You're funny, man.
I'm telling you, she said that.
Thank you.
When you said that you were going to send me on a trip to Saint Jean sur Richelieu,
I am looking.
I think she's still laughing. Yeah. And then when you got off and you said you're Marinaro, I said, no, you're Cavallaro. I'm Marinaro.
Hey, a free trip is a free trip.
You're right about that. Hey, listen. Yesterday, before we broke away, I said to you, what are we doing with all the extra overtime that I'm doing?
Yeah.
And does it translate? I add it up. Do I have to punch a card? Do I have to log it? Do I have to write it down on a piece of paper? And in the end, what do I get? Am I getting paid? Is it time and a half? Am I getting a trip? Tonight, by the way, another 13 minutes of overtime.
Yeah. So when I think of it business-wise.
Yeah, business, yeah.
So once you write down all the hours,
yeah,
at the end of the year, you're probably going to lose a paycheck because you're keeping us longer. You're keeping us up longer. So
you're like, what else you have to do with? What else you have to do?
Nothing, I guess.
Like, what are you going to do? Like, as well as I do, this is the best thing going right now. We have fun. This is a community that we have. So listen, when are we going to have this event? We're looking at, how about May? Hey, May, we have a nice event, or
maybe right after Easter when the season ends, we'll plan something. We're definitely planning something.
Yeah, May, maybe it's a little bit nicer out and whatever. And May.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have an event at Chris's place too. I think he had picked Easter, but I told him the date it didn't work, so he's probably gonna do it before.
So if we're gonna have an event at Chris's place in April,
yeah,
we should probably have our own event probably about a month after that. So sometime in May.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Sounds good. I'll be there, by the way.
Chris's place is great. Last time we went, we had a great time. So.
Yeah. When I show up to Chris's place or we have an event, is that considered overtime?
Yeah. Chris is paying you extra, he told me.
He's paying me extra?
Yeah. You don't see him on screen. I should bring him back on.
Yeah?
He's going crazy. You want to see him?
Yeah, bring him on.
Look, he's losing his mind.
Bring him on.
Chris, are you paying him extra when he comes to the store?
Ouch.
Chris, as part of our...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, as part of our business relationship, I'm just wondering, right? When you have us come to the store and stuff like that, did Agnello not ask for an appearance fee or anything like that? Nothing? He didn't talk about anything like that? Nothing?
Well, I don't know if it was forgotten, but we did open a box of Prism Soccer. Not anything, but Prism Soccer. Is
we opened the box of Prism Soccer. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, and who left with half the box?
I left with half the box. Yeah.
It's usually
I actually bought a Lionel Messi card that day.
That's right, you did. And you got a heck
$75.
of a deal. Yeah, you got a heck of a deal on it.
Did I? Yeah, $75.
Yeah.
Do you still have any of those Prism soccer card?
No, Prism Soccer's done. Actually, Prism Football came out today.
Do you have anything on the EPL, like for this season? They're behind.
No, they did come out with Top Stadium Club Chrome. I do have a bit, yeah.
For this season, like the 2022-2023 season?
Yeah.
EPL cards?
Yeah. It's
now
oh no, wait. No, that's wrong.
No.
It's Champions League.
Oh, it's Champions League.
Yeah.
But this season?
Yes.
Are those cards? But are those cards that are like are they good valuable cards? Is it like buying Upper Deck in hockey or no? Or it's like
they are. They're like they're like an Upper Deck hockey. Yeah. They're not the Prism is the higher end one.
Oh, Prism's the higher end. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when are we doing another Prism? When's that happening?
Whenever I can get some for the event.
Yeah.
Be
Okay.
careful, Chris.
Yeah.
We will we'll see you at the event, okay?
One thing,
perfect.
Every time we go for lunch, as soon as the bill comes, I don't know, Tony's sitting at another table. I can't figure out why.
Okay, well, let's get together soon for lunch.
Yeah. So Agnello, I'm going to explain it to you very, very simply, okay? It's very simple, all right? 2 years ago, the gentleman that's sitting next to you right now, Sammy Cavallaro, was in Yahoo Finances.
Yeah.
Top 15 entrepreneurs under the age of 20 in Canada.
Yep.
He came in at number 4 in Canada, which means he makes 7 figures a year, which means he's a millionaire.
Yep.
So the reason why I leave every time we get the bill when I go to lunch with you and Sammy is because I was never in Yahoo Finance's top entrepreneurs in Canada.
Now we know.
You understand?
Yeah, now we know.
So that's a story.
Okay.
I mean, paying $200 at the restaurant, for me, it leaves a dent.
Yeah.
For Sammy, he laughs.
Yeah.
You know, that's a difference.
We get it.
Sammy. 50-50, buddy. Who loves you? Who loves you, Sammy?
We are the Cavalleros. Go ahead, Tony. Show close.
Hey, Sammy. You remember what was it? The Jerry Maguire movie. You remember the movie?
Yeah. Show me the money. Yeah.
Show me the money. Show me the money. See you, Chris.
Bye, Chris. Bye, Tony. Have a good night, guys.
Agnello.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm Cavallaro, baby.
And I'm Marinaro. We'll be back tomorrow, 10 p.m., right after the Habs game, right here, the Sick Podcast. I am Tony Marinaro, and I am Montreal Sports Authority.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. The Sick Podcast is brought to you by Energy Transportation Group. Driven to be different. La Vida TB. Embrace your true nature.